Good morning.
Good morning, Auntie.
Sit down. All right. How do we start our class every time? Flashback. Okay. So flashback means what is the last thing that we did? No, I'm not asking the children who are raising their hands. Tabish. Shivraj. What did we do? The last time we met, what did we do? Beta loudly. Anubhaya. Shh. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, so what did we actually do about Muhammad bin Tughlaq?
Auntie.
What exactly, Tabish? I was remembering. If you recall, just tell me, beta. What are some things that we did about last time we did about Muhammad bin Tughlaq? You were there in the class. So you could stand, beta, and tell me. कुछ तो याद होगा?
Auntie.
Yes. We.
Total currency and draft tax.
What are these? You're giving me the headlines from the sing book. What are these? Were they the policies or what were they? Ek minute, beta, let him speak. Huh? The mistakes he made. Okay, and do you know them one by one? If I ask you Doab, do you know what mistake he made when he levied the Doab tax? No? Why no? That means you are not watching the video, you are not reading. You are supposed to revise every day, beta.
I think it was his mistake with the Doab tax was in the Doab region where he levied the tax. At that time, agriculture yield was at an all-time low.
Okay, and where is the Doab region? Where?
Ganga Yamuna region.
Okay, between the Ganga Yamuna region, so that is just one of the mistakes that he made. Now, 3 of them are mentioned in your book, but I told you the 4th one also, which is the one that is not mentioned in your book. But I mentioned it the other time when I met. Which one is it? Something to do with trying to defeat the Mongols. Anybody recalls? Okay.
He changed his capital from.
Beta, that is defending himself. I am saying attacking the Mongols. What did he do?
Auntie.
Okay.
Auntie, I'm not so sure. He made the army stand over there. No, Auntie, he took the army to the mountains, but they could not fight them as they were not used to fight over there.
He said that instead of Mongols getting a chance to attack us every time, let us decide and once and for all go and attack them. They'll be defeated, and then they will never raise their head or they'll never think of attacking us. So he gives the entire army the annual salary, पूरे साल भर की, and then he says we'll march, not realizing that the terrain was a difficult one, and the soldiers were not used to it. Why? Because they were so used to marching on the plains. Now this terrain, when it's very cold and you are supposed to wear lots of woolens to guard against the winters, and with that woolen you are supposed to carry on and climb the mountains. So it was very difficult for the soldiers. So they said, no way, we are not going ahead with it. And they said, isse zyada aur nahi. So finally he had to come back with the army without actually doing what he set out to do. So that folly I don't think is mentioned in the book, but that happened to be one mistake he made. Now, after all this, tell me who comes to power after MU? MU? Who comes to power after Muhammad bin Tughlaq? Now this is, when does his reign end? All those who are sitting at the back, Paki.
1324 to 1351. Yes, 1324 to 1351.
Okay, how many years?
27 years. 27.
Done. Now, after him, who comes to power? And Ripudaman, yes.
Firuz Shah Tughluq.
Okay, who's he? Who's he?
Cousin of Muhammad bin
Cousin. Now, how was he related is not given in your book. What is not given in your book is actually Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the uncle. When we say loosely cousin, it means it must be of the same generation. But that's not so. And why is it that the cousin, so-called cousin, who happens to be the nephew of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, comes to rule, and why not one of his sons? It couldn't possibly be that he didn't have any heirs. Do you understand the word heir? The H is silent, but we have this, we say these are the descendants. So it isn't that he mustn't be having sons. How is it that none from his immediate family comes to rule and a so-called cousin is coming to rule?
Auntie, I'm not sure, but Auntie, they must not be that responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Auntie, might be a weak.
Sorry?
His sons might be weak.
See, there are two things. One is maybe the descendants were weak. But there's another thing that a ruler during Sultan, during his reign, जब वो रूल कर ही रहे होते तभी वो डिक्लेयर कर देते हु इज गोइंग टू बी द नेक्स्ट रूलर. For example, if you remember, Iltutmish had already stated that after him it should be Razia Sultan. Now Muhammad bin Tughlaq didn't. He didn't announce or he didn't state his heirs. As soon as he died, there was a lot of infighting. सब आपस में लड़ने लगे, मैं बनूंगा. And the nobles decided that a person who's more responsible, who's actually already proven himself, should be made the Sultan. So what he does, the nobles do is they approach Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firuz Shah Tughluq, and they ask him to step in. But the thing is that he first refuses. He says, I'm very happy, I'm the governor of one province, I'll stay there. He was a provincial governor. But then they request him again and again, so he says, okay, I will come to power. He comes to power after Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and history does not state much about him exactly at this level, but that he belonged to the Tughlaq tribe. And he was raised to, because his father happened to be one of the officials, so he was raised to that position because of his merit. So he is a capable person. When the nobles approach him, he is a one capable person who has already proven his merit in the war fields, battlefields, as well as the administration of the area where he was ruling. Okay? Now he steps in and you have him coming to power within that very year. Now what is the spelling according to your book? U-J?
U-Z. Shah.
A-U. He comes to power in 1351 and rules till
37 years.
And you'll find when he comes to power, he does something strange. Any guesses? Okay?
And he broke the economy. Or he disconnected people. And he succeeded him in a remarkable bloodless manner.
वो ठीक है, because he didn't have to shed blood, he didn't have to kill nobles, he didn't have to kill anybody to come to power, but he was literally invited. So it was a bloodless. He didn't have to shed blood.
Instead of expansion of the empire, he concentrated on stabilizing the economy and empire.
First thing he did was जितना राज्य मुझे मिला है उसको संभालते हैं हम. So what he did was he basically didn't think of expanding. What he thought was कि मेरे पास इतना राज्य है, this is my kingdom. So let me first settle the affairs within the kingdom till I am settled. So for settling a kingdom, he needed administration, which needed to be good. He needed army, which needed to be very united and happy if he said, let's go for war. Unlike in whose reign? When did the army say, no, we are not going any further? So unlike his predecessors, he needed to look after the army and when he went through war, then the people behind his back should not be able to raise issues. So he first had to settle all this. He had to keep the administration, proper administration, army, the soldiers should be happy, and the people or his subjects should be happy, so that he didn't have any issues when he came back after long wars. So he focused on all three. For his subjects, you have his developmental works in the form of building things for them. For example, you have examples of sarais he built. If you are traveling from one place to another, there are inns on the way so that you are able to have rest over there. You can move on. You will get support when you are moving from one place to another. For trade, he brought down the prices or the taxes of commodities, plus he encouraged the people, whatever you are good at, produce that and we will create a market. How will you create a market? By bringing down the taxes on trade. So that way he was encouraging his people to do all good stuff and keep earning. Okay, then how is he making the administration proper? The entire kingdom that he had, he divided them into 49 parganas, smaller regions. Every pargana had 49 parganas, just like we divide India into 20 states. Now every state is under a CM. Now that time what he did was he put official in charge of a pargana. And these officials were basically directly reporting to him. What was the problem with any pargana? Which was further subdivided into smaller regions. So administration, he's tightening it. He's getting in a lot of officials so that they are looking after the littlest of things, smallest of issues of these people. After he settles all this, he settles the army, he starts paying them salaries, and then he enrolls more and more soldiers. But this time the difference was that he maintained their salaries, he brought in newer weapons, latest weapons of that time, and then he got these soldiers trained to use those weapons. So he is actually strengthening his army so that the army personnel is also happy. Then he is actually looking after the welfare of his people. When he sees that everybody is quite satisfied with everything that he has done, that is the time he calls out the army, and then they start moving to defeat or hold battles with the neighboring kingdoms that he wanted to annex. So instead of first coming to power and then trying to spread the kingdom, what he did was first settle whatever you have got and then expand. So by this time when he goes in for expansion, he has already settled the people, he has settled the army, he has brought in lots of administrative reforms. Okay, now are the administrative reforms given in your book?
New revenue policy, welfare of poor, developmental works and revenue policy.
Okay, so what do you suggest is the new revenue policy? Let's go a little by the book also. Now first you read and then you explain to me, and if you already know you can explain. Who can actually explain what his new revenue policy is, because tax collection all was happening before also.
His new revenue policy encouraged agriculture and it also brought prosperity to the people. He set up an employment bureau for the unemployed, and he also opened hospitals to give free treatment to the poor.
Okay, so what are the factors that are coming out? He saw that the government also, or the people who are ruling also, should know about how many people are unemployed, then get them to learn some form of employment so that it is easy to be employable. So he is looking after the little things which may be overlooked, may have been overlooked by the previous kings, sultans. So he is actually bringing in a revenue policy where he knows now that all those who are unemployed get employment and they are also able to contribute to the taxes. If they are learning or earning through means which are later introduced, they'll be able to pay a tax. Whatever little tax, it's going to add to the revenue. So what could be the possible sources कि जहाँ से वो money collection हो सके, उन सबको वो tap कर रहा है. He's tapping all those things that can be bringing the money to the state coffers. ठीक है? अब इसके बाद मुझे बताओ who comes to power?
After Firuz Shah Tughluq.
And beta, this side, nobody is reading, nobody can tell. Why is it that children there only are raising their hands? Huh? You want to put your head down? No, I'm not asking you, beta. I'm not asking you. Okay, who comes to rule? What is the year when he dies? Okay, Adrija?
Auntie, the year when he dies.
Is already there on the board.
1388.
And who comes to rule in 1388?
Auntie, the Mongol king.
Attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but beta, right after this, is there anybody else who's ruling, or do we go into the next dynasty? Sorry?
The decline. The Mongol invasion. No, the Mongol king. Auntie, in 1388, when he dies, there's a 10-year gap before the Mongols invaded India.
And
So, auntie, in between the 10 years, the son of Firuz Shah Tughluq must have been the king.
okay, so I have taken out the names of the rulers. You won't believe that this gap, which is later filled in by Sayyid Dynasty, which starts in 1388 to 1414, there's a gap. How many years? Let's do maths. पक्का गलत तो नहीं बता रहे हो? Now, in this 26 years, you will find that the next dynasty is coming in very late. So, there are certain number of rulers who are ruling after Firuz Shah Tughluq. So, they are all belonging to the Shah family. You have Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah, then you have Abu Bakr Shah, then you have Mahmud Tughlaq, you have Nusrat Shah. Alright, so there are a number of rulers who are not mentioned so well in history, but there were 5 rulers. Now I want you to focus on the name which is the last, Nusrat Shah. Okay, so the first was son of Firuz Shah. He was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah. He ruled for some time, followed by Abu Bakr Shah, then Muhammad Shah, then Mahmud Tughlaq Shah, then Nusrat Shah. Now, Nusrat Shah is a person who is ruling when the
Mongols invaded India.
again. Okay. So, what year is it given? Is it given when Timur Lenk raids?
1398.
Huh? Okay. So, 1398 the raid happens, and for 10 long years gap between 1388 and 1398, there are some weak rulers of Tughlaq dynasty ruling. Till you have an attack by Timur Lenk, but he attacks, he loots and takes back, but he leaves behind his person over here by the name of Khizr Khan, who starts the next dynasty, but he is starting it in 1414. Why is there so much of gap? Again, we'll check out and you will find 16 years ke baad another dynasty is starting and not before that.
And he waited for this to start to die.
No.
And he waited for Timur to go back to Mongolia so that he can start the Sayyid Dynasty.
If I am Timur Lenk and I have given you the responsibility, then I am the ruler. You will be ruling in my name till I move away from the side so that you are able to take over. You can't declare yourself just because I have given you the responsibility. And Timur Lenk के 2 नाम दिए हुए हैं, Timur Lenk and And it's not given in the book. Okay, the story is that he was also called Timur the Lame. Do you understand the word lame? Who's a lame person? No, that's a lame excuse. We are using it loosely over there. Lame excuse is not true and not very possibly right. But lame is just like if I can't hear, then I am. If I can't hear, deaf. If I can't speak, then I am. Same ways, if I'm not able to use both my feet together, one, I'm limping, then I'm called lame. So if I have hurt my leg and I can't walk properly and I'm limping, so I'm called lame. हाँ, लंगड़ा. ओके, तो एक पैर से वो सही तरीके से चल नहीं सकता था. क्यों नहीं चल सकता था? Because he had actually bare-handedly fought a big cat family member. उससे वो लड़ लिया था, मतलब without using any weapons or anything. So bare-handedly he fought cat family member. You understand cat family? Do you understand? Lion, tiger. So he basically fought with a cat family member where he actually disturbed, or let's say hurt his leg in such a manner that he was not able to, he would limp. He was, what he said, langda ho gaya tha. And after that also he was battling. So understand the tenacity of that person कि उसका will कितना strong है कि after damaging his body also he is continuously waging wars. So when he removes himself from the scene, when he goes back, that is the time when Khizr Khan declares himself as the next ruler. Now in the book not much has been given, so there couldn't possibly be too many changes which are brought about by the next dynasty, which is your Khizr Khan is of the Lodi Dynasty. Next after this is a dynasty by the name of Now the Sayyid Dynasty rules for how many years? From 1414 to
46.
Beta, if I'm looking at your book, it is clearly stating that 1414 to 1450.
36.
And they were saying about how many.
Oh, you are talking about how many years? Okay, so how many years?
36.
Okay, and how many rulers do you know? Four rulers. Four rulers. So if we take an average and we don't look into the details, then roughly on an average, a person would have ruled for
9.
not very long. So his descendants also, even though Sayyid brought in that, Khizr Khan brought in this dynasty, there are only four rulers who were able to contain, or let's say exist for 36 years when the dynasty comes to an end. And when it comes to an end, it is followed by
Lodi Dynasty, Bahlul Khan Lodi.
And who is Bahlul Khan Lodi?
And the founder of Lodi Dynasty.
Thank you. But how is it? If I am not part of India, I am not sitting in India, out of the blue can I come, let's say from Russia and start a rule over here? So he has to be somewhere there itself.
And he must be a noble.
I don't know, you tell me. Any idea who he was? Who's the last ruler of Sayyid Dynasty? Any idea? Oh. They all keep repeating the names, so. Now, during his rule, there was one of his nobles, Bahlul Khan, happened to be the nephew and son-in-law of Malik Sultan Shah Lodi, who was at that time governor of Sirhind. They named it as Sirhind. Exactly what it was in present day sounds like somewhere in Punjab. So he was the governor over there, and his nephew was Bahlul Lodi. He takes over because he had again proven himself to be a good administrator and a very good war person. very brave on the warfield. He takes over and he starts the Lodi Dynasty. Unfortunately, not much is again given in the book. He died an early death. So he also, as the person who introduces the Lodi Dynasty, is not able to rule. Then you have two more rulers who come under your Lodi Dynasty. So who starts the dynasty? Balul Khan Lodi, and his son was Sikandar, and after him Ibrahim. Now this will take you from what year does this
14, 15, 26, which is 75.
I hope your calculation is right. I'm trusting you. Yes, it is.
I think there's a spelling error in the Behlul. It is B-U-S-U-L-U-L.
Beta, a proper noun can be spelt, because if you go on the net, you will find that the spellings are different. Now, is there any change over here also? Okay. Now, is there anything significant about 1526? Is there anything very important about 1526? Beta, it's in your book itself. If you have seen the timeline of which actually means that the entire slave dynasty, or let's say the Delhi Sultanate, crumbles. It crumbles, and now you have another dynasty coming to power, which is Mughal Empire. Same place. Who were the two names that we learned about as the your Mongol raiders? And who raided or attacked during Tughlaq dynasty? The person who comes to rule over here is a descendant from both these families. Babur. Babur is a descendant of Chengiz Khan and Timur Lane. He doesn't take the name Mongol. Why?
Auntie, so that no one knows that he is a descendant of Genghis Khan.
Because Mongols had earned themselves a name of being cruel, of being barbarians, loot, murder, kill, and they didn't have a very good reputation. So he didn't want to continue with Mongol word. He took the Arabic word for Mongol, which is Mughal. So when you move down here, you will find that they invite another dynasty from the same Turks, from the same Afghans. But the tribes are different now. Instead of the typical slaves and then the nobles taking over and creating 5 dynasties under Delhi Sultanate, you will find now it is the Mughals who have taken the title of Mughals, and one after the other their descendants are coming and taking over. Now let's see. Are you clear about the 5 dynasties? Are you clear? Are you clear about the 5 dynasties? But I don't want to hear yes from this side only. What about you? Are you clear? And are you clear about the relation between each dynasty when one dynasty is coming to an end, and if there happens to be a gap, then who is coming and stepping in? Do you understand that since history is a continuation, there have to be sultans who are there, and these sultans are actually either directly related to the dynasty. If you are clear and if you can fill in the gaps, then the 2 dynasties that we are not doing so much in detail is basically your Sayyid Dynasty. That means they didn't do anything extraordinary, so that the mention at our level, class 7th level, is not so great. Otherwise, we'll talk a little about the Lodi Dynasty, and of course the administration and the army reforms and all we'll talk about next time in detail. Done? And you are making your notes today about what we have done in the class? Next time when we meet, we discuss about everything, and then your question answers.
And you also have to make the notes on the policies of Firuz Shah Tughluq.
Beta, I have just given you the outline. Next time when we meet, because when you read about the slave dynasty administration and all, basically all this is getting covered in there. So just wait, you write your note on what is basically done in the class, we discuss it again and then we write. We can do it as question answers also. Okay, thank you.
You auntie.